I am Sarah Childress Polk, wife of James K. Polk, the 11th President of the United States. My story begins long before my husband was elected president, but it was between 1845 and 1849, during his term in office, that my role took on its full meaning. Let me recount those defining years. A different First Lady. In 1845, when James and I moved into the White House, the United States was in the midst of expansion. My husband had great ambitions for the country, including the annexation of Texas and the establishment of a border with Oregon. I had a different vision for my role as First Lady. Unlike my predecessors, I did not seek to host frivolous parties or become a social figure. I saw my position as an opportunity for intellectual and moral influence. I came from a wealthy Tennessee family and was fortunate to receive a solid education, rare for women of my time. I was fluent in French and had a passion for literature, which allowed me to serve as an advisor to James. In the privacy of our meetings, we discussed affairs of state, and I helped him refine his speeches and political strategies. A sober and pious environment. At the White House, I established a sober and pious environment. I refused dancing and gambling at receptions, considering them contrary to our Christian values. I personally oversaw the organization of dinners, ensuring that they reflected the seriousness and dignity of the Polk administration. Guests often remarked on the contrast between our receptions and those of our predecessors. My husband worked tirelessly, sometimes to the point of exhaustion, and I cared for his health. My role was not only that of a wife, but also that of a confidante and an ally. I read the newspapers for him, sorted his correspondence, and offered advice on political matters. James had complete confidence in my judgments. The challenges of the time. This period was marked by considerable challenges: the Mexican-American War, the incorporation of new territories, and the debates over slavery. Although I was personally opposed to slavery, I could not express this opinion publicly, as it would have compromised James's position in a deeply divided country. In private, however, I tried to promote discussions on progressive issues. I had an unwavering belief in the power of education, and actively supported initiatives to improve access to education, particularly for women. A lasting legacy. When James' term ended in 1849, we returned to Nashville, to our home called Polk Place. Sadly, James passed away just 3 months after his term ended. His death was a terrible shock to me. However, I dedicated myself to preserving his legacy. For over 40 years, I remained a guardian of his memory, guarding his archives and ensuring that his role in American history was not forgotten. My voice beyond the shadows. Even though I was not elected, I made a subtle impact on American history by supporting my husband. Through my dedication, faith, and discretion, I showed that a woman could make an impact, even in a male-dominated society. Today, I hope that my story will inspire future generations. Because beyond official titles, there is always an opportunity to serve and contribute to the greatness of a nation.